Pirates.
All right, everybody. Joey Hana here.
Coming to you from the set of Pirates 5.
Making some spicy sailor jokes.
Yeah.
Because I originally had a different theme. I was going to originally put the War Machine theme, but I got lazy and didn't do it at the very last second. And I just decided to put Kairi Sane's theme. Or her old theme, Kairi Hojo's theme. And, yeah, so now we feel like we should just be on a fucking island, looting people, and doing all sorts of dastardly deeds.
Looting people?
Yeah.
Doing lewd things to people?
Yes. So, speaking of lewd things, I have Anthony Caruso here, and,
not Tyson Too Lewd.
Not Tyson Too Lewd, because Tyson Too Lewd does not join us for New Japan Pro Wrestling programs and the viewing and the consumption of New Japan Pro Wrestling things. So, he will not be here for that, but
he only likes that sports entertainment crap.
Yeah, he's only into that Vince McMahon garbage.
Yep.
That fake wrestling crap, or that fake fighting crap, as the normies would call it. But, yes, I'm Joey Hana and Anthony Caruso here. We're here to talk about the two shows, Destruction and Fukushima. Only really two matches we want to go over. And, of course, Destruction in Hiroshima, which is the big lead-up show. And, of course, we have Destruction in Kobe, which I believe is on the 24th, if I'm not wrong about that.
Yeah, that's...
Which is...
The Sunday.
Yeah. So the three-headed dragon, known as Destruction shows, which is spread out over a couple of weeks. So we've got Fukushima, 2 matches for Fukushima, and 5 matches, I believe. Or 4 matches, if you don't include the Roppongi Vice final match, which we saw, but I'm not going to get too much into it, but... That's what we're going to go after here. And before we get into that, I just want to let everybody know out there that I plan on watching the 5-star tournament for Stardom. So if you're into Stardom women's wrestling, I will be doing that.
If you're into lady fake fighting.
Yeah, if you're into lady fake fighting, I will be doing that myself solo. So Joey Hana will do that alone.
Hey, man, I just said in the off that I'd do it with you.
Oh, you would?
I just said
that.
Okay,
well then, I thought Anthony Caruso did not want to do that with me because our scheduling is off. We literally live right next to each other.
We are a room apart.
Literally, yeah, a very thin wall apart, and we have such a hard time scheduling.
Well, it's because of our work schedules. I work in the middle of the day, and you work until
that's true.
evening.
I work until 11 o'clock at all sorts of weird hours of the night, but we do plan on doing that.
And
so
you can't stop playing Overwatch to do a goddamn thing.
I fucking love Overwatch. I love Overwatch. It's the only game I play. I don't give a shit about anything else. So played on PlayStation 4. I'm not a pro on the PC. Sorry, everybody. I'm just a console peasant. So sorry about that. But yeah, I guess me and Anthony Caruso will be doing the 5-star tournament.
Is this where I'm supposed to make a PC Master Race reference?
No, you don't have to. You play console just like me. I can hear it. You're on the console most of the time. Then we got NXT to look forward to. We will try to get Tyson Too Lewd in to the studio. To the studio filled with all sorts
shaped like my mother's basement.
Shaped like his mother's basement, and we will get Tyson Too Lewd here for some NXT action. And that's about it for WWE stuff. But I do want to mention one thing. Before we get into New Japan, I would just drop one mention of WWE product that I would like to speak about. And it was just a random YouTube, because I don't watch Raw, I don't watch SmackDown, I don't even fuck about any of that stuff anymore. However, I did see a clip of Bayley making her return on Raw this week, okay? There was a big spiel going on in the ring with Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, and Alexa Bliss, because they're gonna have a little thing going on in No Mercy, for the title. And then Bayley comes out, makes her big return to television, and it's in, of all fucking places, San Jose, California, right? Her hometown, yeah. The hometown gimmick. She comes out, the crowd couldn't give a fuck. It was so hilarious.
Rest in pepperonis, Bailey.
I howled at the fucking stupidity of all of this.
You popped a Wolfgang?
I totally put up the W, and I laughed so hard. Bayley can't even get a reaction in her hometown. And the funny thing about it is, this was the only thing from what I watched. I just saw Bayley coming back. I'm like, I got to see how this goes down. As soon as she walks out, she walks to the ring like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, she struts like she's Stone Cold. I swear to God, I can't fucking make this up. And then And then as a fucking fucking some dickhead flies right into my eyes, I'm talking. Michael Cole says, "Oh my God, it's Bayley making her return right here in San Jose, her hometown." I'm like, "Oh, is it?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Is it, Mike?" Thanks, Mike, for letting me know that. She got no reaction. Virtually no reaction.
That sucks.
San Jose was a fucking snooze fest. I mean, God, like...
Most WWE shows are a snooze fest. That's part of the reason why I don't watch WWE anymore.
San Jose, California. If we still talked about WWE television, it would be on the old index of Joey No Hana. Since it's a fucking terrible place. And not only that, but the fucking San Jose Sharks play there. So fuck them.
Yeah.
In addition to that. But, yeah, other than that, WWE just... Man... They just don't know how to build a face anymore. It is pathetic. They have no faces. Everyone's a heel, everybody. Everyone's a heel. No one cares. No one's a good guy. So that's that for WWE talk. And now we have New Japan Pro Wrestling, Destruction in Fukushima, which is a Road to show. Well, tertiary show, I suppose. Not really a Road to.
Well, no, it's
still a Road to. Fuck it. It's mostly Road to stuff. And a bunch of tag matches going on. You know the deal, everybody. Big things to take away from all this is that all these matches that happen on this Destruction shows are results of the G1 Climax. Some of the matches that went down to G1. So everyone that had a match here, they all faced each other at the G1. Guys beat other guys to get title shots. So that's what all this was all about. And other things to talk about, I guess Will Ospreay's a cat. That's a thing now. So Takahashi's treating him like a cat. That's a thing. So that's a storyline going on in the junior division. In other junior division news, Will Ospreay's a cat. And that's that. That's what's been going on. I really should start watching the undercard matches just for reference, just for like context, I suppose.
To know the lead ups to
to know the lead. I mean, some of these matches didn't really need lead ups. It was like Elgin and Suzuki had the match at G1, and now we're gonna have Omega and I was gonna say CJ Parker. Holy shit. Juice Robinson. And, of course, we're going to have Evil and Okada soon. So all this stuff is G1. So it doesn't really need context. But some of the things that go on, do need context. And another thing I want to point out is that Taguchi has full-on shirts for everybody in Taguchi Japan.
They all have numbers now.
This is amazing. I love it. I fucking love the merch. I'll buy all these player shirts, okay? Makabe has a shirt now. I don't even know he has a shirt. He has a shirt.
Really?
Makabe, number 55. So he's pulling out the Matsui numbers.
Oh, nice.
Right here in New Japan.
I know that Ricochet is 88.
Ricochet's 88. Taguchi, naturally, 69.
Yep.
And what pisses me off, okay?
Someone's 11. Who's 11?
11 is... Juice is 13. Kushida is, I believe, 84? Something high like that. Probably the year that Back to the Future came out. Something along those lines. And what pisses me off about all this, okay... And I might ruffle some feathers. Maybe some jimmies will get rustled here. Everyone's got a number. Except for this fucker, Tanahashi.
You'd think he'd be number 1.
You'd think he'd be number 1. Or, I don't know, 100.
Yeah,
this
that too,
fucker comes out with 1 out of 100 on his back.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, please, don't kill the gimmick.
Well, he's...
a 1 in 100 athlete.
1 of the century, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
Which, by the way, 1 of the 100 athlete, that's not, like, that great. There's quite a bit of athletes out there. Like 1 out of every 100. That's
1 in 100, 1 in a century. Basically, he's like number 1.
I know. But you said 1 in 100. I was making a joke. It went over your head. Never mind.
Oh yeah, it totally went over my head. My bad. Yeah. That'd be pretty terrible if he was like 1 out of every 100 athletes.
Yeah, that'd be like maybe mid-tier at best.
Definitely not better than like any of the pitchers from the LA Dodgers or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely not better than them.
Yep. Definitely not better than my boy Kenta Maeda.
That's for sure.
So I don't know why Kenta Maeda is my boy. Just the first LA Dodgers pitcher that came to my head that wasn't clean.
And he's Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah.
Relatable, I suppose. So we have New Japan Destruction in Fukushima on September 10th, 2017 in the Azuma Sports Park in Fukushima. Little match here we have in the undercard. We have the never open weight 6-man tag match. We have Evil, Sanada, and Bushi versus Okada, Yano, and Rocky Romero. Now, naturally, because Okada is in this match, of course you know who's going to win. This is no fucking secret. I mean, when the World Heavyweight Champion is in a tag match for the never 6-man tag titles,
I'm surprised he was actually like,
give him something to do. He doesn't have a match until October, so, give him something to do here. So, Rocky gets his ass beat most of this match. Okada gets the tag, runs through everybody like he should. Did some comedy stuff involving hair with Yano and Sonata. A bunch of stuff's going on. Sonata puts Yano in a paradise lock on the bottom rope, which I don't even know if that's a rope break or a submission or both.
Shouldn't it? It should be.
I don't know. I was confused. My mind locked up there for that spot. Later on in the match, Evil drops Okada with the STO in the middle of the ring. Bushi hits the MX on Rocky, who was the legal man, goes for the pin. Evil is visibly standing over Okada with his foot on him, so kind of to insinuate that he is better than him.
Yep.
And
got to look strong going into that match.
Got to look strong, and he did it. And if he was legal, if both of those guys were legal, then this would be a pinfall. But obviously, since Rocky's getting pinned by Bushi, he's just going to do it for visual purposes.
Yeah.
So that's
and
that.
Actually, probably not. They usually don't count, like, foot.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't count fucking Chris Jericho pinfalls here. Yeah. So that's that, and Rocky goes down while Okada looks like a chump in the middle of the ring, so get a little more hype towards the Evil match. And you know what? I never thought I'd be saying that Evil versus Kazuchika Okada is definitely a must-see, but
I really want to see it, yeah.
Okay, because Evil's pretty damn good, all right? And this guy wowed a lot of people in the G1 Climax this past year.
He was one of the unsung heroes.
That's
one of the All-Stars, yeah.
Finished with a lot of points, too. Before the LIJ fellows leave, Sonata decides to have one tiny little giggle, puts Gato in a paradise lock in the middle of the ring, and just stares at him and walks away. So I just want to point out something real quick. The paradise lock. I have a legitimate gripe with this shit.
What's your deal with it?
So and remember when I mentioned Yano was trapped at the bottom rope? He was stuck there for the rest of the match.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy can't fucking just pull his own left arm out of the ropes. The ropes can literally take you out of that move.
Yeah.
I just can't grasp the fact that these guys are hindered.
You're supposed to suspend your disbelief.
No, I can't.
Wrestling, man, wrestling.
They make it seem like, and the funny thing is, when the guys left, and Gato was still in the middle of the fucking ring, trapped, stoned, couldn't move. Red Shoes comes over and just pushes him, and all of a sudden Gato's like, "What dimension am I in? Yeah, I'm free." It's like, well, that's it. That's all it fucking takes, guys. Just roll the fuck over and get out of it. But I suppose this is wrestling, and I must accept it. And I must shut my mouth. So we have the big main event here of this night in Fukushima. We originally had the 3-man match with War Machine, GOD, and KES. But since I realized that they were in the Hiroshima match, I figured I'd just save it for the Hiroshima review. And because this is mostly a tertiary show, so it's not as important as the Hiroshima show, even though there's a 3-match series with these teams. So we will talk about the third one at the Kobe show, because it is featured on that show, but along with the Kenny Omega and Juice Robinson match. So we have the Never Openweight Never Openweight Championship match, Lumberjack match here. We have Minoru Suzuki joined by literally everyone in Suzuki Gun except for like KES and Zack Sabre, so the Gaijins aren't there. Yeah. And Michael Elgin, who is apparently being scouted by Taguchi Japan, willing to offer him a contract because they were at ringside here to support Large Michael. And apparently, I don't know if they had there was a thing going on with Elgin here and Taguchi. Maybe they were just there just to
I
offer
already
some
kind of
support.
assumed that he was like involved with them.
Anyone that's a guy, not everyone that's a gaijin, because I think Ricochet's the only gaijin.
I just assumed guys that like all baby faces that weren't in any other stable were just stable. Kind of.
And Taguchi Japan's not even really like a official stable. It's like a weird like storyline stable thing that's not like official. Like it's not like
we're just like kind of bros and we have shirts.
Yeah, we hang out, we drink. It's not like GBH, which is what fucking Makabe still represents to this day.
Even though he's the only one left.
He's the only fucking one.
Guess, and Hanma if he ever comes back.
I
to
guess,
wrestle.
but I mean, it's really weird seeing GBH and he's the only fucking person. So the big
you can't let go, man. I mean, when all of chaos turned on him,
still stings. So the big stink about this match when it went down. And it was all over, like, all the wrestling outlets. You heard it in plenty of spots. Was the fact that this match was kind of ruined by the Suzuki Gun shenanigans. And, the ref being fucking distracted and all the fucking bullshit that went down in this match. And everyone was legitimately excited for Suzuki and Elgin, which is a pretty goddamn good matchup. But of course, Suzuki-gun got involved, and a lot of people complained about the end and all this stuff. Let me ask you people something. A legitimate question, okay? What the fuck did you expect? You have Suzuki-gun.
Yeah, I mean, you should expect that Suzuki-gun is going to get involved in every fucking match.
For anyone that complained about this match, I will ask you a question. Did you fucking watch the Super Juniors tournament?
Yeah.
Did you watch the Super... You couldn't get enough of it. Most of that tournament was shenanigans. So if you expect Suzuki-gun to just sit on their hands, throw Elgin back in the ring, and just be nice guys...
Of course not.
Then fucking don't watch this.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect? You expect a clean match with Suzuki and Suzuki-gun?
I
Fuck
mean,
off.
it's a lumberjack match. You shouldn't expect a clean match to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. But, God. I remember when I heard this, and I had to watch the match for myself, and when I finally did, I was just like, well, it's nothing I haven't seen before in the past.
Yeah.
So, match takes forever to get started here because Taichi won't get the fuck out of the ring. Elgin beats up on Minoru some more after the match eventually begins here. Suzuki ends up on the outside, which leads to both factions staring at each other down until a full-on brawl breaks out naturally. Suzuki throws Elgin to the outside twice. Both times he distracts Red Shoes so his guys can beat up Elgin. What do you expect? Suzuki then beats Elgin with a chair while Uno's not paying attention. Elgin responds by beating the fuck out of Minoru. Minoru gets a close 2 count after a PK kick. We saw a spot here where Desperado grabs Uno by the waist and disables Uno. He cannot turn his neck anymore. Because when Desperado grabs you by the waist, you cannot function anymore.
Nope.
You shut down. All motor skills are gone at this point. Uno sees none of what's going on behind him, and Suzuki-gun, all of them get in the ring and beat up on Elgin. Eventually, Elgin dispatches of all of them, and it is extremely audible. And I think the only time Uno even paid attention was when Elgin fucking double fall-away slammed 2 guys. And when I think it was Yoshinobu hit the ground, Uno goes, holy fuck, how did this guy get in the ring? So, we get more shenanigans here when Suzuki throws Uno into Elgin and then kicks Michael in the face, okay? He kicks Elgin in the face, okay? Normal thing to do, right? Guys get kicked all the fucking time. However, Uno is attached to Elgin. He does not get kicked. He does not get touched. Uno falls to the ground.
Yeah.
Apparently, the radius of this kick was so great, it knocked Red Shoes over. I could not fucking believe this. I could not fucking believe what I just watched.
There should just be... Matthews should just make a whole botchamania of ref spots because they're all so bad. Red Shoes and Marty Asami are so bad at this.
Is this a new thing for New Japan, ref bumps? Is this a new thing for them?
I don't know. It feels like they're discovering it for the first time and overdoing it.
It feels like they've just installed ref bumps into their fucking PC, and now they're forced to, barely run it, and they have no idea. It's running in the background, but it's not fully processing. It's like they have the trial version of refbump.exe. I don't understand what's happening here, because Uno does not know the concept of, getting contact being made or proper contact being made. If he gets shoved, he sells it like he just broke his arm.
Yeah.
So, when this happens, obviously Uno gets knocked down, allows Suzuki-gun to get in the ring, beat up on Elgin some more. Both teams get their shit in while the match is active. So Ricochet does a fucking tope con hilo. Everyone does all their spots. And Uno's dead. So, in the middle of this match, we get everyone from the outside of the ring gets their shit in. So, towards the end of the match here, Elgin hits the Elgin Bomb. Looks like he's going to win this shit. But Uno gets pulled out of the ring, because why not? Out comes Killer Elite Squad, followed by War Machine to fend them off. Azuka comes out, hits Elgin with whatever the fuck he had on his hand. It was like a claw stone thing.
I forget what the hell that thing is called.
I have no idea. It looked like... I looked like frozen hot dogs. I had no idea what the fuck it was.
It's this big like iron claw thing that he just like jabs you with.
I could have swore this guy just took a whole thing of like Sabrette out of the fucking freezer and hit him in the face with this shit. No idea what the hell this was. So he hits him with the fucking like frozen hot dogs, and then Minoru hits the Gotch style pile driver, and that's it. So listen, everybody, if you've watched anything in the last like year of Suzuki-gun stuff, this surprised absolutely nobody who watched previous shit, okay? If you were new to New Japan and you're like, can't wait for this Suzuki fucking Elgin match, and you're like, well, this is bullshit, I was not treated to a main event. Where the fuck have you been? Where the fuck have you been?
Will they go more mainstream wrestling and at some point build up to a match where Suzuki can't have anybody interfere or he loses the belt?
This was very Attitude Era-ish.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way, guys. It's very Attitude Era. It was like Vince Russo came in for a guest booking spot in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But then again, Suzuki-gun, the entire booking of Suzuki-gun has been this way. So
maybe that's what he's doing in his wife's parents' basement.
Yep. That's what he's doing. His wife's parents' basement.
I think that's where he lives.
Nope, he phoned it in. He Skyped it in. He said, listen, Red Shoes, I'm going to need you to really pull some bullshit on tonight's match here. So that's the end of the Fukushima stuff. We don't have anything else, because everything else is pretty much just tag teams and the like. So, and I think that was the match where, that was the night where Will Ospreay came out in cat whiskers. So, that gimmick got furthered, I suppose.
So we have Neko Will Ospreay.
We have Neko Will Ospreay and Takahashi. Apparently, they have a thing going on. Takahashi called him a cat. I don't know. It's a big thing going on in Twitter. So if you want to check out more, go to twitter.com/whatthefucksgoingon here. So we have New Japan Pro Wrestling in Hiroshima. Oh, I'm sorry, New Japan Pro Wrestling Hiroshima. It's Destruction in Hiroshima. I copied and pasted that clearly, that title. And it is from the Hiroshima Sun Plaza Hall, September 16, 2017. And we've only got maybe about 4 matches to really talk about
4
here.
title matches, yeah.
4 title matches, and we have going to talk about the final match of RPG Vice, but not going to get into it, so I guess we'll start off with that. This is the big show, by the way. This is a big stacked card here. But we'll start with the Rocky Romero Beretta match against Yujiro Takahashi and Chase fucking Owens.
Yep.
The saddest thing about this whole show, and I do feel this way deep down inside me, is that I was skimming across the matches here, trying to get past the undercard shit and past intermission, and I saw the Tokyo Latina, and I went, there she is. That's where I'll start. And I'm like, I can't wait for Don Callis' reaction.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah.
Don Callis on this show.
There.
He was in Canada shooting bucks or whatever the fuck they do up there, drinking Tim Hortons, doing whatever the hell they're doing up there. And he was not a part of this episode or this showcase, so I'm a little mad about that. I do love Don Callis, but I will give credit where credit is due. Kevin Kelly is phenomenal on his own.
Yeah.
He does not need Don Callis. It is appreciated and well welcomed, or very much welcomed, I should say. But Kevin Kelly did fine alone. I mean, he didn't even need Rocky when Rocky came out later on, but, whatever. Yeah. He needs a 2-man booth. Not really, though, because Kevin Kelly's phenomenal.
Yeah, he Vin Scully'd it for this.
And he did great. So Rocky and Beretta had their final match here, and of course they won. They won with the strong 0. And after the match here, we have Takahashi get on the apron and basically cut the same promo in 2 different languages. Told him, hey, you ain't shit in the heavyweight division. You should stay in the junior division with Rocky. Ha ha ha.
Even though Trent is bigger than him.
Trent's way bigger than him. So basically tries to ward him off, and, then he says the same thing in Japanese, and, of course, Beretta goes, no. So Takahashi goes, okay, how about a match? Okay. So they're going to have a thing going on, and if you've been following the undercard stuff, I guess Yujiro's been a thorn in Beretta's side here for the most part during his little run here going off into the sunset.
Did you see Trent was upset by some shitty Sportster article that said that he was that it was like 15 former WWE wrestlers that think they're relevant but actually aren't, and I guess Trent Beretta was on there. And he was like posting it all over like Instagram and Twitter and shit.
Trent Beretta is the last fucking guy that thinks he's relevant.
Yeah,
literally the last person, like right behind Chuck Taylor. Maybe Chuck's a little further than him, but Trent does not give a fuck. Doesn't care. And the fact that he's going to the heavyweight division in New Japan Pro Wrestling says a good amount for this guy. And he's a massive dude. So,
and to me, Trent's more relevant than most current WWE guys. So.
Trent's way more relevant and way more funnier if you've checked out the...
More funnier?
More funnier.
You could just say funnier.
Way more funnier if you check out the the Best Friends series on highspots.com.
I still have to watch all of those. I've always seen
They stopped
the first
them.
few.
Now it's Dan Barry and Chuck Taylor doing that. I think it's like a cop and a gentleman or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And the last one they did was with Dave fucking Meltzer.
Dan Barry, why do I know that? He's,
Dude, and with the fat guy, too. They were both cops.
Oh, shit. They
Yeah.
used to be on PWG. What the hell were they called?
Totally forgot their names, too.
They were awesome, too.
I think it's Team Awesome or something awesome. You're definitely there.
I just meant that they were awesome. Like, they were cool, but...
But now we're gonna find this Dan Barry.
We're gonna Google this live on the...
We're Googling it.
Live to tape.
We're gonna bing it. It's some other dude. I can't. It's some columnist from New York Times. Maybe I got it wrong. But anyways, yeah, that's a thing on Highspot.
Did you spell Barry or Berry?
Barry.
I think it's Berry.
Oh, like strawberry.
Yeah.
Like Daryl Strawberry. Nope, same thing.
How about you type wrestler at the end?
Okay, wrestler. Dan Barry.
Riveting podcast stuff.
Who the fuck cares? American professional wrestler. Where's his team? Team Tremendous with Bill Carr.
Yeah.
There you go. And he wear that nice little fucking Miami shirt there. Fucking sweet. So yeah, they have a little thing on High Spots, and it's the same thing as Best Friends. So
nice.
I would recommend checking it out. So after the match later on in the show, when we were getting towards the bigger matches here, Rocky returned to the booth to join, or not return to the booth, but came to the booth with Kevin Kelly. And the only reason I'm mentioning this is because there was a tag match with Elgin, Ibushi, and Makabe against Suzuki and some other guys in Suzuki. I think it was Yoshinobu and Taichi, probably. And the end of the match, Suzuki does his generic Suzuki shit, beats up on the young boys, does all this rigmarole and all this bullshit. And in the middle of all this stuff, right, Suzuki's committing heinous acts. Rocky comes to the booth. And Kevin Kelly, in the middle of, like, screaming about what's going on here, because all this heinous stuff is happening, he has to, like, sell it. Rocky comes to the booth, and he's like, what am I missing? And Kevin's like, oh, my God, Suzuki's just beating up on everyone. Oh, my God, it's crazy, Rock, it's crazy. Rocky goes, I swear to God, this is not even an exaggeration. Wow, he's a really bad guy. Are you fucking kidding me?
You'd be a little more enthused about it. Or upset, yeah.
He was the most enthused. The most unenthused guy I've ever met in my life when it came to Minoru Suzuki demolishing fucking young boys. He came out and went, "That's a bad fellow, I guess. What's going on? Like,
what
are the other matches here, Kevin?" So that was hilarious. I thought it was a phenomenal job by Rocky Romero, and Rocky's, I guess he's getting there, but not really. I don't know. Rocky should just stay at the G.
He's still pretty green in the booth.
He's still really green in the booth. I mean, God. Listen, like, he understands, like, the storylines and the guys and even knows Japanese, so he's actually got credibility in the booth. So I'm not going to take that away from him. It's just his delivery is just so very awkward.
Yeah.
So we have the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship. We have Ryusuke Taguchi and Ricochet, known as the Funky Future, going up against Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Taichi here. And they come out, or Taguchi and Ricochet come out with their versions of Taichi's little lame-ass mask. And it's got, like, green glitters and all that good shit on it. So Ricochet and Taguchi beat up on Taichi for a while until Taichi throws Ricochet into Taguchi's asshole. They do some stuff on the outside. Back in the ring, Taichi tries to use the bell hammer. Taguchi avoids it. Then when he goes for a hip attack, Taichi shoves the bell hammer up his fucking ass.
Yeah.
Boy, that's gotta suck.
He's gonna be day to day with a bruised sphincter.
Yeah, I can't wait for New Japan to report that one. So Kevin Kelly is utterly speechless at this point. He goes, or I think Rocky goes, "What do you call that?" And Kevin goes, "I'm not calling that shit." So pass. So Ricochet eventually gets tagged in, runs through both men like it's nothing because he's fucking Ricochet. And of course, if you didn't want Battle of Los Angeles spoiled for you, boy, Kevin Kelly just fucking spoiled it for you here.
Killed it.
And you know what? I'm glad, because PWG is like the only promotion that could get away with getting shit spoiled. Like when it gets spoiled for you, it's just like, well,
yeah.
Oh well.
It's
DVDs.
still an enjoyable ride.
It's still an enjoyable ride. But I remember when I would try to like be very virgin to all of these spoilers here, but I just fucking gave up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know what? Everyone posts shit about the PWG events when the next night. So I guess just the hype is just the actual action itself.
We were texting the other night, and I was talking about how it wasn't spoiled for me. And literally not even 5 minutes later, I went on Facebook, forgetting I follow like an indie wrestling page, and it was spoiled for me.
Yeah.
So fucking mad, but
Well, the way it got spoiled for me was just very simply, I just said, fuck it, I need to know.
yeah,
I'm just gonna know. Because you know what? We probably won't see the fucking Battle of Los Angeles until Comic-Con, or maybe even after Comic-Con.
yeah.
So when we go to New York for Comic-Con, we might have it, and we might just pop it into the DVD or into the PlayStation. And
If we
fucking
remember to
watch it
bring
there.
your
If I
controller
remember
this
to bring
time.
it, yeah, if I remember to bring it, but yeah. So basically, I mean, the fucking thing gets filmed in September. We don't see it till like maybe mid to late
Yeah,
October.
we generally
so
don't get any PWG until 6 weeks after.
what's the fucking point of even waiting? So it's now, it should be a fucking rule now. It's just whatever. Spoil PWG for yourself. It doesn't really matter anymore. So Ricochet eventually gets tagged in. I already said that. But Taichi removes the pants, but he cannot follow it up as Ricochet stops him in his tracks. Ricochet goes for the shooting star. Taichi gets the knees up. Taguchi gets the hot tag here. Him and Yoshinobu go at it until Kanemaru distracts the ref. Taichi forcefully feeds him whiskey. Okay? I don't know if drinking while wrestling is a thing, but yeah, that happened here. And Taguchi had no choice but to take the whiskey with ease.
He should have just spit it out. I don't know why he consumed it all.
See, you know what? I thought they were going a different route because after he consumed he put the fucking whiskey in his mouth, they double kicked
That's right,
him.
they kicked him. Yeah,
It was a big little effect, and he spit the whiskey out. But here's what I thought was going to happen. I swear to God, okay? I was booking in my mind. He was going to shove the whiskey down his fucking throat. And instead of just getting kicked and kind of blowing the whole spot, Taguchi was going to get drunk and just become the best wrestler ever. And just go on a tear and beat the fuck out of these guys while being hammered as hell. I thought that's what was happening here. But that did not happen. That's a good spot for later on, though. I would recommend that shit to anybody if they wish to do that.
Do that the next time.
And afterwards, after the double kick, Taguchi kicks out. Taguchi then, him and Ricochet pull off a move I will refer to as the Dodon's Codebreaker, because that's actually what it was. It was fucking sweet, by the way. Awesome move. But does not put Yoshinobu away because Taichi breaks up the pinfall. Taguchi has Kanemaru in an ankle lock. And just for good measure, Ricochet hits a 450 on the fucking guy while he's still in an ankle lock, which was awesome. And then he does a tope suicide to the outside to keep Taichi on the ground. And that is that. So Taguchi taps out Yoshinobu Kanemaru here in this match. And afterwards, Rocky gets in the ring. Rocky Romero gets in the ring here. Tells the crowd that he has a team of his own coming. RPG Vice might be dead here, but he is going to bring in Roppongi 3K, his new little stable to go up to combat.
Is that like
the
the Japanese faction of what you call it? What the fuck are they called?
I don't know what you call it.
Oh, I4K.
Oh yeah, yeah. I suppose, and they're going for something here because Rocky just came in and said, "Hey, I've got the Red Sox to your Yankees, my friend. So I'm gonna build myself a little team." And now, apparently, if you've been keeping up, these guys, whoever the fuck they are, they've got a title shot already, right off the bat. Just because they're associated with Rocky Romero. They're going to have a title match. No lead up. We don't even know who these guys are. They could be the worst wrestlers of all time. It could be like Tony Storm and Io Shirai going up against, Taguchi Japan here. We don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying it's the Tempura Boys. A lot of guys are saying it's outsiders. Maybe it could be internal guys.
The outsiders?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, Scott Hall. If Scott Hall...
They're juniors?
Yeah, they have fathers, dude. What is your problem? If Scott Hall and Kevin Nash ever wrestle in New Japan, I think that's when it's gonna jump two sharks after that shit. But yeah, everybody, you got Rocky Romero, who's got himself a little faction a little team he's drafting here. So not sure how big this team is. I'm assuming it's just gonna be two guys right off the bat. Maybe we'll build it towards or forward. And Rocky Romero looks to develop his career as a coach now. He's not playing anymore. He's transferring into being a coach. So we'll see what goes down with that, and we'll see who's in Roppongi 3K. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's the Tempura Boys because there's nobody else. That's a tag team that you could just bring in, and I don't think they need any more gaijins. So I mean, who the fuck else could you bring in?
I was actually under the impression I didn't know that it was. Must have missed that it was going to be like a whole new team he's bringing. I thought he was just getting another partner and calling it Roppongi.
No. He said he's got himself. He's gonna have himself. He's gonna coach guys, and they're going to go after the belts.
I totally missed that.
So that's gonna be his little gimmick. And like I said, I don't know if it's gonna be 2 guys and eventually lead into more guys like Taguchi has done, but we'll see what happens going forward because these guys have a tag title match right off the bat. So look forward to that. Next up, we have the IWGP Tag Team 3-Way match. Raymond Rowe, Hansen, known as War Machine, going up against GOD, and the KES, the Killer Elite Squad, Lance Archer, and Davey Boy Smith. So if you watched their match from Fukushima, okay, that match was less than stellar. It was filled with wonky shit. I mean, I remember distinctly a spot where Raymond Rowe went for a knee kick or a knee strike on Tangaloa, and he missed them by a good, 800 feet. It was ridiculous. But that match was very, very, very wonky. This match was miles better. I mean, so much better than that match in Fukushima. So I'm so glad that I have this to refer to that one. And I'm so glad I didn't get into the other fucking match, because this one was way better. So Hansen and Archer run into each other like a bunch of bulls to start this one off, because that's their thing. And they did that at Fukushima. They do it here, and it's a fucking cool spot. I think it is. Chaos ensues as everyone is trying to get their shit in. Hansen tried to do some forever clotheslines, but ends up just getting fucking bulldozed by Lance Archer. I mean, this guy fucking ran right into him and just killed this guy.
I wonder how much he pays Rocky Romero for the rights to use the forever clothesline.
Nothing, because he doesn't say forever. It's just a bunch of lariats at that point. So, what were you going to say? You were going to combat that statement, sir?
No.
I was going to say, are you on Rocky Romero's side here? Are you a Chaos member?
Well, I mean, I don't know how Japanese copyright laws, but I mean, there's not that much that differentiates.
It's internal. You probably just say, yeah, whatever, dude, you're way bigger than me. I imagine it went something like this. Rocky's reaching for the last sandwich at catering, and Hansen goes, listen, I'm going to kill you if you don't give me that sandwich. It's like, but I'm really hungry, Hansen.
I mean,
can I have the clotheslines? Oh, fuck, sure. No problem. All right.
That sandwich must have been really good. I'm sure they were trained by the Titus Catering Club.
Absolutely.
School.
Catering Club. That's right. Darren Young's still working there. Good guy, by the way. So everyone beats each other up. Archer straight up, for no apparent reason, just throws Marty Asami to the outside. I mean, just chuck the guy to the fucking outside of the ring. Of course, nothing happens, because it is at the referee's discretion whether he wants to disqualify the guy or just fucking throw him to the outside. By the way, nothing there was no bad guy follow-up to this. It was just, he threw him, and they fought legally.
Yeah.
Really awkward, but I guess that's Lance Archer for you. So everybody gets a chance to get their shit in. Basically, this match is just going at 100 miles an hour. Way better than their Fukushima match, I have to say. I've said that before, and I'll say it again, because it really was. Rowe runs through everybody at one point during this match. KES, they do a little heart attack on Hansen, so a callback to Jim the Anvil and Bret Hart. Because, of course, Davey Boy Smith is a part of that little clan there. And I do want to say something that I do kind of appreciate the fact that he does a callback to his father wearing the whole jeans and the fucking rolled up bottoms of his jeans thing that Davey Boy had going on, the British Bulldog had going on WWF in 1999, which is not his best gimmick, by the way, but, I guess a little callback. By the way, I would never wrestle in jeans. I think it's really fucking creepy. Guys that wrestle in jeans. I can never buy it. I think it's really weird. If
I don't think it's creepy. I just feel like it's really uncomfortable.
It's got to be like the... I've got a pair of myself. The athletic / the flex jeans. The ones that they got now. They got polyester in them. Yeah. Way more durable as jeans, and I wear them. So they are very comfortable. But if you're not wearing those or jeggings for guys, I don't know what the fuck you're doing wrestling in them. So, but yeah, I don't buy jeans. If this wasn't the Killer Elite Squad and they weren't a part of fucking Suzuki Goon, these would just be a bunch of weirdos wrestling in fucking jeans. And Lance Archer has one fucking boot rolled up. I don't know what the hell's that all about. He can't get dressed up before he gets to the ring. So, they do a little heart attack. GOD hit Guerrilla Warfare on Raymond Rowe. Tama Tonga goes for the pin, and a spot that I don't think I've ever seen in professional wrestling occurs. Marty Asami goes, listen, fucker, you're not even legal. I'm not calling the pinfall. I thought this was a botch. I thought this was a legitimate fuck-up on Marty or Tama Tonga's, part. But this was completely true. Marty Asami was keeping track of the legal men, and if you watch this match, it was just like a PWG tag match. Who the fuck is legal? I don't know. Do you know? Marty Asami knew.
Yeah.
Because he told
Good for him. And he was thrown out of the ring. Shouldn't have lost track at some
Should have
point.
lost his equilibrium. He's a ref. He should have been like broken 5 body parts or something like that. But no, Marty Asami's keeping track, and he says, Tama, go fuck off. You're not even legal, dude. So Tama decides to go, okay, Tonga, Loa, get in the corner. I'm going to tag you in and then pin this fucker so we can win the match. But Loa gets taken off the apron. Lance Archer's right there. He goes, not today, my friend. And after that, Raymond Rowe kills Davey Boy with a knee strike, which sets up the fallout. They hit the fallout. War Machine picks up the victory here as they pin Davey Boy Jr. and retain their tag team titles.
I was really surprised about this whole thing. I thought with the 3 matches, I thought that they would all get a win in these matches. I thought that War Machine would win the first one, and then probably Killer Elite Squad would win the second one, and then we'd go back to God in the third one.
But that's not how New Japan books, because the belts are on the line. So, like, they're not going to exchange the belt. They're not going to play hot potato with the belts.
But you normally don't see 3 of the same title match, and the same exact match in a row like that. So I thought that was how they were going to go with it. But
if this was WWE, that would have been totally the way.
For sure, yeah.
But New Japan, like, if you've watched New Japan, they do not.
Well, yeah, I didn't expect it out of them, but I saw that you don't ever see that. I thought that was like the only reason why they would do that. But
no, I think War Machine's just gonna run through these fuckers.
Yeah,
and just sweep. I mean, unless they pull out a fucking swerve at the end here and give.
There's got to be a swerve at the end. They can't win all 3 in a row.
I'd imagine KES is gonna pick up the win in the last one, and KES is gonna become champions because they're Suzuki Gun's the thing now. Being fucking assholes is the thing now in New Japan, so I predict that KES is going to pick up the win, but that leaves GOD just kind of floating in limbo here in the tag limbo. Yeah. But other than that, I do want to make a comment on War Machine. I do want to say, and I'm going to state this, and I kind of had to talk to myself about this before I made this statement on the air and on file, but I do want to say I think War Machine's my favorite tag team right now in wrestling. I don't know what it is. They're fucking mean guys. They're tough.
Even better than Heavy Machinery?
Yeah. Yes. I love Heavy Machinery.
Yeah.
Otis Dojovic is a fucking awesome dude. But I think what wins it for me is the fact that Hansen's a big fucker doing a whole lot of spout monkey shit.
Yeah.
They're power dudes. Raymond Rose, like,
even though I thought in both matches when he did the like handspring elbow, it kind of looked weird and stunted a little bit.
Okay, the handspring elbow, yeah, he needs work on that because in the Fukushima
I feel like
match,
the timing's off.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because not only was the timing off for Tama Tonga here, but in the Fukushima match, he did it to Davey Boy, and it's really weird just watching Davey Boy just kind of go, just sitting here waiting to get hit. All right, there it is. Oh, boom, and then he bumps. It's like really weird to watch it when things are not fluid in wrestling. It's like, well, you could have just moved.
Yeah.
Or just kick the guy, but
it really pulls back the covers on wrestling.
Oh yeah, it really exposes the business when you see stuff like that. But I think that's Hansen's like first or second time doing it. He hasn't been doing it until after the G1 here, the start of the new season, I suppose, for New Japan Pro Wrestling. But yeah, that's the thing he needs to work on. Eventually, he'll probably get it down packed. But I do like Raymond Rowe, man. He's a lot of fun to watch. And I especially love his spot where he does the underarm toss into the fucking knee. I mean, it's like one of my favorite things in wrestling right now because it just fucking looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
And I think War Machine, yeah, man, their outfits are fucking sweet when they come out. The whole
War Machine
gimmick.
is badass. I like War Machine a lot too.
War Machine's a lot of fun to watch. They had a wonderful match with the Young Bucks, and ever since I think that match was like back at the New Beginning or so, or Honor Rising. They
had a sweet match with Polo Promotions at was it the Square Go? I think they had the match at, or the one after that.
I have no idea.
That's ICW.
Yeah, you know more about that than I do, but no, they're a lot of fun to watch, man.
War Machine is my second favorite tag team because Polo Promotions is my personal favorite tag team at the moment.
I'll go with War Machine. I'll go on record of saying War Machine's my favorite tag team at the moment. They're a lot of fun to watch, and they're champions, and as they should be. Sometimes they mess things up for the most part, but or not for the most part they mess things up, but they mess things up.
For the most part, they're good.
Yeah, for the most part, they're a lot of fun to watch. So I do appreciate War Machine's work ethic here and their stuff. So good for them. And we'll look forward to the third match, like we just talked about. Maybe a swerve coming. Maybe they're just going to run the table here. So we have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship matchup between Kushida and El Desperado. Fun fact that Kevin Kelly pointed out, and I thought it was hilarious. He said it when Kushida was at the top of the ramp. He goes, Kushida sucks in the month of September. He's lost the last 3 September matches. Big matches that he's had the last 3 Septembers. And, he's lost all of them. So maybe going for a 4th straight loss here against El Desperado. But we will find out. And I thought it was hilarious. He straight up just said that this guy sucks in the month of September. So, match starts off with some mat wrestling here. Kushida keeping Desperado grounded until Desperado does a tope con hilo to the outside. That murders Kushida, who crashes up against the railing. Then Despy does a stretch muffler on the outside on the crowd, which then presents a target for later on in the match. So, back of the ring, in plain sight, attempts to hit Kushida with a fucking guitar. Like, in plain sight of Red Shoes here. I mean, not even, like, trying to hide this shit. Like, he's just like, it's a guitar. One of my favorite guitars. I'm just going to hit this fucking guy in the face. Uno's like, yeah, you know you can't do that? So, no, don't do that shit. So, it takes it away from him. So, when he does...
Didn't they learn from WCW, man? Like, Jeff Jarrett breaking fucking a million guitars.
Didn't draw a dime. That line presented by the Rise and Fall of WCW, which is no longer on WWE Network because I think that DVD presented a lot of legal issues. True story.
Oh, yeah?
If you go on the WWE Network, it is not there anymore because I think it did present a lot of problems because they were telling the story before all these guys came back. So, of course, all these guys had problems with the DVD telling all sorts of stories that, you know...
Oh, really?
WCW guys had no... input on that DVD. It was just a bunch of WWF guys like Chris Jericho, Big Show, just kind of dropping shit on WCW. So, yeah, that was very controversial. But anyways, tries to hit this guy with a fucking guitar here, but when Uno takes it away from him, okay, and then goes to put it on the outside, and then for some reason Taka Michinoku's negotiating the guitar or what to do with the guitar. And while this is all happening, of course, Uno's back is turned. Desperado reaches in and grabs Iizuka's choker and then proceeds to whip the fuck out of Kushida in the ring, in the outside of the ring, and Red Shoes is nowhere to be found.
Nope.
Can't hear a goddamn thing anymore, so he's just deaf to the whole situation.
Crowd audience, or crowd noise.
Yep. That very hectically loud crowd in New Japan Pro Wrestling in Hiroshima were very audible on this night. You know, the Japanese crowds are very audible. They're never quiet. They're never respectful, you know. It's very understandable.
Yeah, they're a rowdy bunch.
Yeah. Rowdy boys. So back in the ring, Kushida fires up, goes after the left elbow of Desperado to get something going here. Kushida comes way more vicious, does some Danielson stomps. Despy gets him in a deep stretch muffler with a ton of torque. I mean, a lot of torque on this shit. So much torque that the trainer has to check up on Kushida. Then Desperado, later on in the match, removes his own mask.
Yeah. How is that a rule that removing the mask is a disqualification?
You know, I'm glad you started this discussion first because I had a major gripe with this fucking spot.
I mean, it's something they've tried before, but I've never heard it ever be a rule. Like, is this just something they pulled out of their ass to
So apparently,
make some drama?
In Japanese wrestling... Okay, this is not Mexican wrestling where it's a way more strict rule or a way more a closely officiated rule, I suppose. We'll go with that. But here in New Japan Pro Wrestling, not a lot of guys wear masks. There's really just the fucking marks from Mexico, like Desperado and fucking Bushi. So there's really no one with masks, but apparently removing a gentleman's mask is considered a...
Yeah.
And then the match falls under stoppage if the referee so chooses.
How is that fair? Like, if you wear a mask in a wrestling match, that's your choice. Like, you shouldn't get any special treatment because you decided to wear a mask.
That and here, listen to this shit. Okay, so let me just fucking straighten all this out here. So Desperado, in an attempt to by the way, this was all a lead up to a low blow. That's what this all was about. Was just a low blow. He did all this to achieve a low blow, which he eventually did. But anyways, point here is that this guy took off his fucking mask and decided to throw it at Kushida. So point being here is that you could get disqualified for this. If the champion gets disqualified, you do not get the belt.
Yeah.
So basically, he did this to set up a low blow, but he also risked losing a chance at winning the belt.
Yeah.
So he could have won the match, but lost. How fucking stupid was this? Like,
it's not good.
This was not
risk reward management. Yeah.
No, this was the dumbest thing Desperado might have ever done. Okay, all to achieve a low blow. By the way, I'm just gonna keep repeating that because that was all this was. But this guy risked getting fucking disqualified, or he risked Kushida getting disqualified
to do a move that could risk him getting disqualified. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
It's weird.
It's bizarre.
That's Suzuki-gun for you, everybody. Presenting questions that you never thought you'd be asking yourself here. So, it does not... Spoiler, it doesn't lead to a fucking DQ here because Uno's in the ring, so that's that. He eventually low blows Kushida, like I mentioned before. Then Kushida later on has the hoverboard locked in, or hoverboard locked in. When Desperado doesn't tap, Kushida rolls him into the Back to the Future and gets the win here. And stops the little September losing streak. He had the little September funk he had. So that's that. And Desperado cannot continue the losing streak for Kushida, as Kushida retains the belt. Afterwards, goddamn funniest thing ever happens in wrestling. I mean, this week, I suppose. Maybe this month. Will Ospreay comes down to the ring, says that he couldn't beat Kushida at the Super Juniors tournament. Couldn't beat him at the What Culture Wrestling World Cup. Because he lost to him in that tournament as well, which Kushida eventually won.
He's the.
So were they in the finals for that? Together?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Okay,
I just know that Kushida won the World Cup.
Okay, so Kushida at some point during that tournament beat Will Ospreay, and then says he challenges him in October at the Ryugoku Sumo Hall at the King of Pro Wrestling event, which will go down. And when this is all happening, Hiromu Takahashi decides to come out and go, "Hey guys, I lost. Remember that match at that big event there that happened at, what was it? I totally forgot. I'm drawing, Osaka Joe Hall. What the fuck is that event?
Dominion?
Dominion, fucking Dominion, yeah. When he lost at Dominion, Takahashi is yet to get a rematch for that. So he comes out to the ring, and he looks at both guys. He goes, yeah, I've got stuff to say. Reaches for the microphone, and before he can even, utter a fucking breath, expel a breath, Will Ospreay punches him right in the fucking face. And knocks him the fuck out. I mean, not like he fell to the ground like a ref. This dude flat, pancaked to the fucking ground. And he was knocked cold. So, with that being said, Kushida looked at Takahashi, goes, well, I guess he's not getting the match, but you are, because he's knocked the fuck out. So, that's that. So, lesson learned, everybody. If you are challenging somebody for a match, for a belt, some other dickhead comes out to interject in your challenge, just kill him. Punch him in the fucking face so he can't say shit. And if you can't say shit, then you can't get a match. So Takahashi afterwards, both men leave, and Takahashi's in the ring going, well, fuck, I didn't get a chance to challenge. I'm just going to go fuck myself then. So that's the end of that, and that was the best spot I've seen in quite a while. So main event here, we have the IWGP Intercontinental Championship match between Hiroshi Tanahashi and Sabre Jr., who defeated Tanahashi in that extremely grueling match at the G1. I mean, it led to all sorts of problems for, the torn ligaments in Tanahashi's actual, real fucking injured arm.
Yeah.
And that was very brutal to see the pictures afterwards because they fucking torqued the shit out of that which was very fresh, by the way. That was a very fresh injury, and Sabre just worked the shit out of it. And I have a question for everybody listening to me. Is this guy ever going to get this arm fixed, or is it just going to heal on its own? Is it healed already? I don't even understand what's going on.
Well, they said it wasn't. It's still completely torn. And they said that eventually it might get scar tissue and heal, but he says that the way it keeps working, or Kevin Kelly said that the way he keeps getting it worked on, that it may never actually heal.
He may never...
He doesn't get surgery.
Wait, so let me get this straight. If it develops scar tissue, you can't get surgery? Or it'll just heal itself, but it won't be fully recovered? I think it'll start to heal itself, but yeah. So it does not get fully 100%.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. So.
No, I'm just asking. Scar tissue eventually will heal the arm. But if it doesn't get actual fucking surgery, it will never get healed for a guy who works out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've had a problem with this shit for quite a while now.
Well, it's one of those things that can't get any worse. So he can just keep going with it until he's done and then get the surgery. So it's just pain management, really.
Pain management, my ass. Get the fucking surgery, dude. Your hair is short.
What was that?
All right,
I don't like it.
Do you follow this? Do you follow any of the reason why his hair is short?
No.
Okay, so basically, it's all over his Instagram account. I follow him on Instagram. I guess I'm a weirdo. But anyways, he cut his hair for a movie role or a TV role.
Oh, that's right. They said that on the show.
Yeah, some shit like that.
He's in a movie,
he has a movie coming up. He has some sort of thing coming up here, so he had to cut his hair for the role. And I do have to say, man, short hair Tanahashi is just fucking awkward, man.
Yeah, I'm not digging it.
He looks like an anime mom. I just don't even know how to describe it. He looks like a fucking generic, your run-of-the-mill fucking anime mother who's just trying to make sure that her kids are fed. I don't understand what's going on here. That's like minivan hair, dude. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but Hey, movie roles and stuff. He's got to think about his career afterwards,
Yeah.
after wrestling. So he's building on that. Going to be the next Rock in Japan. So look forward to that shit. But Tanahashi's short hair does not get an approval as I look at the picture on my wall of long hair Tanahashi and remember days gone by. And how I wanted to look like that. Now I don't want to look like him anymore. I just want to have the big muscles, not the fucking weird short hair.
I wonder what the star rate. I wonder if Dave Meltzer gave his haircut a star rating.
Yeah, it should. All of his matches are by default one less star rating than if he had long hair from here on out. So
a 1-star penalty for the haircut.
Exactly. It's a very big part of his gimmick. So Tanahashi gets grounded very early in this match. He tries to wrestle Sabre's type of match. But if you've watched any Zack Sabre match, guys who try to wrestle Zack Sabre's match end up just eventually wrestling Zack Sabre's match, and he wrestles them very much the way he wants to. So that's a story for every single Zack Sabre Jr. match. So Sabre starts to work over the left arm, which is the good arm of Tanahashi here. And storyline of that is, if the guy can wrestle with one arm, let's see how he wrestles with no fucking arm. So good on Zack Sabre Jr. for going after this. So some good counter wrestling that happens here. Very methodical, both men keeping it on the mat for the most part of this match. Good stuff, by the way, from Tanahashi. Like, really fucking keeping it on the mat. Like, wrestling Sabre's sort of match. Because Zack Sabre Jr., I'm going to say this, and I do truly mean it, this guy's going to wrestle for a very long time.
Yeah.
The way he fucking wrestles, this guy could wrestle for into his 50s if he wanted to. Okay? Because all of his matches are on the mat. They're safe.
Yeah. Nothing
crazy's going on. Like, the most violent thing he does is, like, a PK.
Yeah.
But he's got shin guards on, so, I mean, you know. So Sabre, man.
A lot of World of Sport, Johnny Saint comparisons. I think Johnny Saint still wrestles, and he's old as fuck.
Dude, Sabre is going to fucking wrestle forever. The way he wrestles, man. I hope he has a very lengthy career, because this guy is really, really doing good for himself here with the way he works. So Tanahashi knows in this match that his greatest advantage is going to be power. The power game to get out of all of Sabre Jr.'s weird, wacky holds. So all he's got to do is just kind of muscle him over, reverse him, and that's how he'll take advantage of, you know, being a big fellow. So we get a nice little straight jacket power struggle here, which is a nice little sequence to watch. Hiroshi has Sabre down on the mat for a while in a butterfly stretch, so kind of like stretching out his little his little groins. I was gonna say that. It sounds really fucking weird. It sounded weird in my head, and that's why it didn't come out of my mouth. So when Sabre doesn't see a window to get out of, because Tanahashi just keeping him on the mat, that's when Sabre fucking breaks and goes, you know what? Enough with this bullshit. I'm going after your fucked up arm. So that's what he does. Goes after the arm for the first time. I want to say maybe 10 minutes into the match after a lot of mat wrestling. Finally goes after the bad arm. They go to the outside. Sabre attacks the bad arm some more. Continues to work on it in the inside of the ring. Tanahashi tries to place Sabre on the top rope to do a hanging neck screw. But ends up like dropping Sabre on his fucking face. Now, if you listen to Kevin Kelly and the way this was called, it was presented as a mistake by Tanahashi. Here's the thing. If it was a botch, this made sense. If it was not a botch, this made sense. Because his arm was getting worked over.
Yeah.
If your fucking arms are getting worked over, how can you lift a guy up to do anything? So you know what? Botch or not, this made all the sense in the world for him to give out on any sort of power moves, especially putting a guy up on the top rope here. So it was smart either way. Later on in the match, Sabre has the octopus hold locked on, but Tanahashi gets to the ropes, hits a high-fly flow to the outside, then hits one on the inside, and then when he goes for a third to put away Sabre, Takumi Shinoku grabs Uno's legs. So Uno is stunned. He's stoned. Oh, God, my ankles are... I can't move anymore. What is happening? Please, someone get this gentleman off my ankles. He's holding on to my red shoes of all fucking things. Those are my source. That's my power source.
That's how he can count to 3.
Yeah, man. Fuck. Like, what is going on here? So then, while this is going on, Suzuki comes out to throw Tanahashi off the top rope, puts him in a little chokehold, and then Sabre sets him up upright and allows Sabre to hit him with a PK, but Sabre can only get a 2 count. Then out comes Michael Elgin to give Suzuki the old noogie to the back.
Yep.
Fend him off.
Chase him back up the ramp.
Sabre counters a high fly flow, puts the knees up, unwraps Tanahashi's arm, his little arm gimmick there to keep him, his thing fucking together.
Yeah.
But he removes it just like he did at the G1. And then, but he can't, nothing comes of it. And then Tanahashi hits 3 neck screws in a row, hits 1 final high fly flow, and gets the 3 count to retain his IWGP Intercontinental title. And you know what? This was a wonderful match.
Yeah.
Like, at the age of 25, I am enjoying way more Sabre Jr. matches because I don't have to, keep
What does
up
your
with
age
so
have
much.
to do with anything?
Well, no, it's just maybe if I was like, when did I get into the Young Bucks? 2014 when you showed me PWG 11.
Yeah.
So high spots, cool shit, all that stuff,
Yeah.
like Meltzer drivers. That was like the thing when I was 3 years ago, so I was fucking 22. But, you know, as I've watched more wrestling, I guess, I appreciate the mat wrestling style. The more safer
Your age
style.
doesn't necessarily have anything to do
No.
with it. It's the fact that you're more mature as a fake fighting fan.
Sure. I guess, yeah. And the fact that it's more true to the term wrestling.
Yes.
So I appreciate it a lot more. And, I mean, it's New Japan has a nice little variety bag of wrestling. You know, you got the high spots, Takahashi, Ricochet, Will Ospreay. Then you've got
Those juniors.
strong style. Then you've got the fucking wrestlers. So it's a lot of fun to watch. But I do appreciate Zack Saber's matches. I mean, I loved every one of his G1 matches. I love the way the guy works.
Yeah,
like,
same
he's
here.
Just a phenomenal worker, and his style is not used very much. Not a lot of guys keep it on the mat. It's all about doing like weird shit in high spots, and you know how many fucking ways can you kill yourself. But in the world of 300 fucking high spots in one match, this guy keeps it on the mat and keeps you entertained.
Yeah.
So it's a credit to Zack Sabre Jr. as a worker who, like I said, is going to work for like ever.
Yeah, it's a style that doesn't get old, and it's very believable.
It's very believable because we've all, while you've never done a Meltzer driver, but at some point in your life, maybe with your brother, you had the fucker down on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Like trying to hold him down
Yes.
for some ungodly reason.
I'm pretty sure I'm like in our 2-man. I'm like 6.5 years older than my brother, by the way. But when we were little, like in our 2-man wrestling fan, I'm pretty sure I'm like 303 against him. And that's the 3 I felt bad because he would cry.
Exactly. So at some point in everyone's life, we've like maybe like an ex-girlfriend or a current girlfriend, you like had a fucking a fun little fight, and then it turned into like you putting her in a Texas fucking cloverleaf.
Yeah.
We've all been there though.
Yeah.
Like we've all done shit like that. Like we've all had a power struggle on the floor.
Yeah.
So it's a very relatable style of wrestling. So that's why it gets a lot more reaction from me because I've been there before.
Yeah.
I've had a guy down on the ground
It
before.
looks real, like stretching limbs. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done a shooting star press in my room, so you know that's why it's not really relatable to me.
On all honesty, like high spots don't add any effect. Like
No.
if you're what you call it, pretty much a senton or a splash, like the only 2 things. Any like 5-star doesn't make the splash any hit anymore or any harder.
What makes a high spot
It looks cooler, but
is the impact.
Yeah.
That's really it. It's the impact.
Yeah.
There's no like the follow up doesn't matter. It's a fucking splash, you know.
it doesn't matter that you did 37 flips to get to that
No.
splash. But
No. Yeah, but that's lucha. I mean, fuck lucha, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Lucha is the worst
Yeah.
type of wrestling. Like, all a bunch of things just to do an arm drag. Like, that's my
Yeah.
the least the most hated spot I've ever watched is a dude doing 800 things just
jump
to
to
keep
each
an
end,
arm.
each corner. Like it's so bad.
Fuck that
and
shit.
I mean, it looks cool when they do it right, but I mean, it's still stupid and it's unnecessary and takes me out of the moment.
Fucking very unnecessary. So at the end of this match here, we had Kota Ibushi get called out by Tanahashi. So now that Sabre's been disposed of, he called out Kota Ibushi, who owns a victory over Tanahashi in the G1 Climax. And Tanahashi and him have a little face-off. Ibushi accepts in a respectable manner, and then walks away. And that's that. So we're going to have Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi presumably
exciting.
at the King of Pro Wrestling event coming up October, I believe. Hold on.
6th?
Let me pull up my this little card here.
7th?
King of Pro Wrestling is going to be Ryugo Kosumo Hall. October 9th,
9th.
2017. So that will be, is it the weekend of Comic-Con? No, that's
It's the week after. It's the middle of the week, I think.
yeah. Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday after Comic-Con. So we'll be able to watch that and report on it as it happens. But, man, I do have to say, at the end of this match, Kevin Kelly said this was a great match. This was a phenomenal match. I'll just say it again.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, fucking great stuff by Tanahashi to keep up with Zack Sabre Jr. to really prove that he is, worthy of being the Intercontinental Champion. At the end of the match, he said it was good to be in the main event. Said it in Japanese, and Rocky translated it. Said, it's good to be back in the main event. It's been a while, because he's been playing second fiddle to Okada, and let's be fair, he's not Okada's level anymore. Still a very good worker, though, but he's being relegated to the Intercontinental Division. And I assume that and I'm going to say this, I'm going to get behind this statement. Kota Ibushi is going to take the Intercontinental Championship at King of Pro Wrestling because it's fitting. And Ibushi, now that he's full-time in New Japan Pro Wrestling, no longer a freelancer, for maybe about a year, I suppose, however long it takes to settle that Kenny Omega storyline, which it's got to happen at some point because they had a little interaction at the end of the G1, so there's got to be a follow-up to that. But yeah, I assume that Kota Ibushi will walk away with the Intercontinental Championship on October 9th. So looking forward to King of Pro Wrestling. We do have the Destruction show in Kobe, but or Kobe, I suppose, not the player for the the former player for the Los Angeles Lakers. We do have on that night. We have September 24th. The only big matches, is the third match of the three-way tag match, the 3-match series of the 3-way tag, and the IWGP United States Championship match between Kenny Omega and Juice Robinson, which
that'll be a fun match.
Should be a lot of fun. Both guys are wonderful.
By the way, there's some New Japan news that we didn't report. Two guys were released recently. Captain New Japan and Yoshitatsu. I mean, I know it doesn't really count for anything, but I didn't know about Captain New Japan, but I did know about Yoshitatsu, and I think Captain New Japan might have actually happened earlier, but
I heard about
Yoshitatsu's
release, and I think he's going to All Japan now, so he does because in Japan, I suppose it's a lot easier to get work everywhere, other places, not like here where it's like you got to go to an indie, like you go to All Japan or Noah, but
or Big Japan or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of promotion. Fucking DDT maybe.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot. It's the country's smaller compared to us. Yeah,
and they get along. They like to they don't hold any like weird grudges against each other or something. They send other guys to other promotions to do shit like with Noah and that
was because they were. The guy Noah was in dire straits and New Japan was booking them. Now they had a falling out with the new owners, though. That's why they're not in Noah anymore.
Oh, good to know that. So thanks to Noah, we have all these great fucking matches with Suzuki-gun.
Yep.
Anyways, so that's all we have here for New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll rejoin you guys, I suppose, for the Kobe event. It's the only one we have to look forward to.
We'll also have some NXT reviews involved in that.
We do have some NXT reviews. You know what? Maybe we'll do the NXT and the Destruction in Kobe because there's only 2 matches. Only 2 matches we have here to look for. Everything else is just a bunch of tag matches. You know what? I'll watch the full show in Kobe just to see if I miss anything and make a reference to something if I do miss, because there's a bunch of tag matches, but there's still a lot of fun to watch. And then we'll do the NXT, so we'll combine both shows, and we'll give you that for the next time. Other than that, any final thoughts, Mr. Caruso, for this show here in Hiroshima?
Main event was really good on this last show. I was surprised that there's no world title or heavyweight title match, but other than that, not too bad.
I mean,
this is like a B-level show, so save it all for King of Pro Wrestling.
You did say that Okada doesn't defend, and he shouldn't. He shouldn't be defending it every fucking month. I think that's a prestigious belt. It should be defended, every so often here. But we do have Okada Evil. We have I just totally forgot who else is going. We have Bushi and Tanahashi to look forward to.
Naito, not Naito.
Naito and Ishii.
He's got to defend the
for the briefcase.
Yeah.
So we have Ishii and Naito to look forward to. We have presumably Trent Beretta versus Yujiro Takahashi in his first big little match, aside from RPG Vice. So we got a lot of good stuff coming up for the King of Pro Wrestling event on October 9th to look forward to. And that's right around the fucking corner, everybody. That is not like in a week that is not like in a month or so. That's
crazy. We're doing all these Destruction shows and then it's right into that.
Right into that. So New Japan does not stop. The train keeps moving here. And we will look forward to the King of Pro Wrestling. And like we said, we'll combine Kobe and the NXT review together since there's not much to look forward to. Other than that, we'll see you guys for that show. So take care, everybody.
Later.